Welcome to London Property Digest, your essential 10-minute audio recap for staying informed on London's property market. Today, we're diving into a topic that's making headlines and impacting countless aspiring homeowners, the bank of mom and dad.
It's fascinating, isn't it? This trend, often called BOMAD, highlights just how much family support is shaping the market. We're seeing more and more first-time buyers relying on help from family and friends to secure those increasingly hefty deposits.
It's not just a small percentage either, is it? What's the scale of this phenomenon?
Official numbers show over a third of first-time buyers got help last year. Some surveys suggest it's even higher, closer to half. It really underscores the role of intergenerational wealth transfer in today's property market.
That's a huge chunk of the market. Is London's notoriously high cost of housing the main driver?
Yeah.
Or are there other forces at play?
London's prices definitely play a role, but it's also tied to broader generational trends. Think about the baby boomers. They experienced massive property value increases. Now, as they age, that wealth is trickling down to their children.
So it's creating a kind of ripple effect. But is this ripple creating waves? Is this trend contributing to a divide in the market?
Absolutely. Researchers are finding a strong correlation between parental earnings and the financial success of those born from the 1970s onwards. Essentially, your parents' wealth is increasingly becoming a predictor of your own financial trajectory.
It's almost like a hidden advantage, isn't it? Those who get a boost from the bank of mom and dad face a much smoother path to homeownership.
Exactly. They can often buy sooner, carry less debt, and have greater financial freedom overall. This creates a stark contrast with those who don't have that family support. They face a much steeper climb in this market.
We've all heard about the rising average age of first-time buyers, the soaring rents, and the fierce competition for properties. It begs the question, what does this all mean for young people trying to make it in London today?
It paints a challenging picture, to say the least. And let's not forget the added burden of student debt. Many graduates are starting their careers saddled with loans, which makes saving for a deposit even more daunting.
It makes you wonder if we're heading towards a two-nation scenario within the housing market. Those who can buy and those who are effectively locked out.
That's a valid concern. This trend has far-reaching consequences. Think about it. Delayed homeownership, later family formation, even a potential impact on the workforce as people struggle to find affordable housing near their jobs.
But what about inheritances? Won't that eventually help even things out? It seems like a lot of people are banking on that future windfall.
It's a common assumption, but the reality is a bit more complicated. While inheritances can certainly provide a significant boost, factors like inheritance tax and potential care costs for aging parents can significantly diminish that anticipated wealth.
So it's not a guaranteed safety net for everyone. We've heard a lot about government efforts to increase housing supply. Shouldn't that help address the root of the problem?
Increasing the supply is absolutely crucial, but it's unlikely to be a quick fix. The population is outpacing the rate of new builds, so even with ambitious targets, it takes time to catch up. Plus, wage growth simply isn't keeping pace with rising housing costs, putting homeownership further out of reach for many.
So you're saying it's a multifaceted challenge with no easy answers. It's not just about individual struggles either. This has broader implications for society as a whole, right?
Precisely. When a significant portion of the population is priced out of homeownership, it creates a ripple effect across various aspects of society. It impacts family formation, demographics, social mobility, and even economic growth.
It raises a crucial question. Are we inadvertently creating a two-tier society where access to wealth and family support dictates your chances of owning a home?
It's a valid concern. And it's not just about those large inheritances. Even smaller gifts from parents can be a game changer, especially in a competitive market like London. It might be the difference between securing a mortgage or remaining stuck in the rental cycle.
Some argue that if parents worked hard for their money, they have the right to help their children. It's a complex issue with ethical considerations, isn't it?
Absolutely. No one wants to discourage families from supporting each other, but it's crucial to acknowledge the systemic factors at play and consider how we can create a more equitable housing market for everyone. We need to look beyond individual actions and address the underlying causes driving this trend.
So where do we go from here? Is there any hope for those who are navigating this market without the bank of mom and dad?
There's no single solution, but we need to continue pushing for policies that make housing more affordable and accessible. Increasing the supply is key. But we also need to explore innovative solutions like alternative models of homeownership and expanded affordable housing options.
What about policies like rent controls or more generous first-time buyer programs? Could those make a difference?
Those are certainly options worth considering. The key is to find solutions that tackle the root causes of the problem, not just the symptoms. Policies need to promote affordability, accessibility, and fairness across the housing market.
It seems like this is a complex challenge with no easy answers, but it's a conversation we need to keep having.
Exactly. It's not just about individual aspirations for home ownership. It's about the health and fairness of our communities as a whole.
Feels like we've only just scratched the surface here,
Mm.
but our time is running short.
Yeah, it is a multifaceted problem with no simple solutions. Hopefully this deep dive has given some valuable insights and some food for thought.
It really has for me. I guess there's one key takeaway for our listeners, is that the bank of mom and dad is a symptom of a much larger problem, a housing market that's increasingly out of reach for a significant portion of the population.
And that's something we need to address collectively as a society. It's not just about individual dreams of owning a home. It's about ensuring fairness opportunity and the overall well-being of our communities.
So let's keep these conversations going, challenge assumptions, demand better from our policymakers, and explore innovative solutions.
Because ultimately, a home shouldn't be a luxury reserved for the fortunate few. It should be a fundamental foundation for a stable and prosperous life accessible to everyone.
Subscribe to London Property Digest for the latest updates on the London property market.